The Honeyeater Reserve is part of the Box Ironbark landscape, which is famous for supporting really unique communities of plants and animals. The reserve is important not only for its habitat that it contains, but also in terms of a kind of stepping stone and corridor for fauna moving across the landscape.
This was a gravel quarry. The Shire of Strathfieldsay used it as a gravel quarry for 20 or 30 years, but it had been unused for 26 years. And so it was becoming a dumping ground, it was becoming just a refuse, hoons in it. So it was really about trying to preserve what was here. It's always hard, isn't it, to give a vision to something that looks like a quarry, but we figured we could do a lot with it.
Fosterville, through its community grants program, was able to support this project. It's really strongly aligned to one of our core pillars, part of our social responsibility program, being the sustainability pillar. And this project has been able to achieve some significant environmental and community outcomes for the Duneton community.
Our first job was to repair the dam, which is over there, and try and make that our water feature, which has turned out this year fantastic. So it's been brilliant. There was a goat track around the edge and the top of the old quarry, and it really was just a goat track. And so we applied to SDCE, Strathfieldsay District Community Enterprise, and they gave us the money to turn the goat track into a walking track and bike track. And that really brought the community on board.
There's a growing consciousness of people wanting to get out of sort of the urban environment and find a space where they can just relax and enjoy what's going on and hear the birds and hear the frogs and that sort of thing.
When I was conducting the survey at Honeyeater Reserve, we found a species of endangered frog called the Biberons toadlet. This is quite a special frog. It only breeds for a short period in autumn. So we have the kind of dry summer period, and then when the first autumn rains appear, they'll actually come up out of the cracks and start breeding around small ephemeral wetlands. So it was really exciting to find the Biberons toadlet at Honeyeater Reserve. They're quite rare and declining in a lot of parts of their range. And we found a good population around the wetlands that have been constructed.
We've planted nearly 2,000 trees around the property here, just to improve various sections. So there's been a number of different organisations that have come beside us and wanted to help us in that regard. Catherine Macaulay College have developed or built some of those nest boxes, and we've worked in partnership with them as part of their coursework to build some of the nest boxes. And also Domain Village with their men's shed have been very active in building nest boxes and are still wanting to be very active in building nest boxes. So it's been a good, I guess, co-community contribution towards that. And then City of Greater Bendigo come and they do the assessments at the nest boxes, and they'll be able to provide feedback as to what sort of animals are frequenting the nest boxes along the trail. And we've also put many nest boxes in this area as well, in between here and the O'Keefe Rail Trail. So it's been very satisfying in getting an understanding of what biodiversity is there and using our boxes. There's a group over in Strathfieldsay that they're quite keen to do environmental work. So there's a group of them that have been very active in assisting us with our working bees here and coming to do tree planting. And in addition to that, we've had local residents from the area, just in the proximity of around us here, that have been keen for that. School children, so we had Bendigo Secondary College come out recently, and they were doing some tree planting for us as well. Our objective is that we consider this area to be the jewel of Duneton, that people will come to this location, that they'll understand that it's here for the benefit of everybody to use.
So I think the environmental works that have occurred at Honeyeater Reserve are a really great example of what can be achieved when you have, the right funding and the really committed and passionate volunteers, backed up by best practice and the right kind of science. So they've managed to get the right information to know what species do we need to plant back here, and the hard work of the volunteers to get the wetlands created and planted. And it just shows what can be done, and I think the results show that it's been really successful.
there's a growing appreciation that this is a facility or a space that people can really enjoy and take some pride in, and we're just helping that process.